Hey everybody, it's Mark here, and I've got with me today a super affiliate, and we're going to do a little bit of a case study. I've got a super affiliate who's absolutely smashing it with earning affiliate commissions, promoting products that pay her really good commissions. We'll get into what niches and stuff like that in a moment. But what's really interesting is that she started with this model around about a year ago. She's a mother of 4 kids. She used to manage a restaurant, but then she had COVID and multiple sclerosis and other things that got in the way that made things very difficult. And then she lost her job during the pandemic. And so when she discovered this model, it was a real blessing in disguise, like discovering the whole thing that you can actually make money as an affiliate promoting affiliate offers. Her model that she was following involved paid traffic, and involved a little bit of AI, artificial intelligence, making her life a bit easier in terms of generating ads and stuff like that. We'll get into that in a moment. But first of all, I just want to introduce you guys to Jen. Welcome along, Jen.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I'm really, really intrigued because I know we first spoke several months ago when you hadn't been going that long at this stuff. You'd been going maybe 6 months at it, and at that time I thought that it was pretty impressive. You were doing about $2,000 a day. Your best day at that point was $17,300, which was 10,000 profit. But you'd spent, obviously there was costs of ads and stuff too. So 17,300 in sales. I thought that was really impressive. But now your best days are over $50,000, and you've done a lot of $200,000 to $300,000 weeks, like in a week. That's more than what most people make in 2 years, and you're doing it in a week.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
How does that feel like for you? And what does your whole family think of your success?
Well, we just enjoyed a family vacation, so they're pretty excited. I really have kept it, for the most part to myself, with the exception of my husband. And to be honest, it's all still so unbelievable that like we haven't really even fully processed it yet. Yeah.
It's fantastic. And just so people know, it's not like when you started doing this stuff around about a year ago, it's not like you were an expert. It's not like you had a whole lot of financial backing going into this. So it was more a matter of that you rolled up your sleeves, you worked hard, and you used the money that you were making so that you could reinvest it. It's not like you had, like nowadays, if you're making $50,000, people are going to say, well, that means you must be spending maybe $25,000 that day to make 50,000. But it's not like you had 25,000. It's that you made it along the way, and now you can spend more. It's a snowball, right?
Exactly. At the time that I started, I was living off of unemployment and basically investing anything that I could into my ads. And it was all very small budget. And yeah, just relied on available credit that I had, and then just snowballed it, reinvesting earnings back into my ad spend.
Okay. And just for full disclosure, so people know, you started following like Keegan, Chris, Rob's, like the program Profit Singularity, which helps teach you how to make money using their tools and so forth, running ads on like YouTube ads that promote these little 3 to 5 page websites that link off to an affiliate product. And the ads themselves, they're relatively easy to write because there's fill in the blank templates that you then customize, and then the AI generates the video ad for you, so you don't have to even be on camera. Am I correct that you just use artificial voices and you're not even on camera, you're just using B-roll in the background?
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm not on camera. My voice is not on camera. I use the tools that I have and the information from the different product vendors that they give to put together a video that, yeah, I run as a YouTube ad. And I had never even thought about trying to run as an affiliate using YouTube ads before last year.
Awesome. Now, what do you think is one tip that you think would be really great for somebody? Let's say somebody was to go ahead and start creating a video ad for YouTube, say, promoting an affiliate product. What would be one tip that you think you should really make sure that you do this in your script on your or on your page itself or something like that? I'd like to get something from you where we find out what's something specific that works for you.
To use the tools that are given and already proven, and use all of the psychology that's already proven, but then make it your own. Put your own stamp on it. Be original and unique with your content.
That makes sense. That makes sense. It's kind of like, sorry, little bit of a cough there. It's kind of like I guess a child learning to ride a bike. And they're given training wheels. And yes, they're going to have a lot of fun and they're going to be able to make their way around, but they will be faster at some point when the training wheels come off and they're just riding a bike without entirely needing the training wheels. Like you start putting their own, they just start to trust in their own judgments, I guess. And you must trust in your own judgment. Like you must have taken it on board and learnt, and then eventually you felt comfortable making the odd little change here and there. If a couple of lines need changing, or you think that this might work, you'll go in and you'll test it.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, when you first take those training wheels off, you might fall, but you just get back up on the bike and keep going.
Absolutely. So in terms of falling, for most people that don't understand what that might look like, I'll just say falling might be you spend $100 on an ad and it doesn't work. And then you spend another 100 on another ad and it doesn't work. Or you spend 100 on another ad and you make a couple of sales and you think it's worked. But by the time you spent 300, nope, it didn't work. That's what falling off looks like, right?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah. So that's the nature, spending money to make money. But by the time you have an ad that you spend $100 and you make 200 back, and that is consistent, that disproportionately pays you back for all of the tests that it took to get there. Even if it took 10 tests to get there, that winning ad, it pays you over and over, because then you can spend 1,000 and make 2,000 and stuff like that. I think that's something that a lot of people don't get. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yes. Definitely have to spend the money to make the money. Definitely have to put the time into making the different ads to test. But then once you hit, and you will, as long as you keep running those ads, it pays you back for all your testing and then some. I'm in a year, forget about paying off my testing budget. I can pay off my house because I kept going.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's awesome. Now, do you think that you succeeded even more because you had, I don't know, like you almost like burnt the bridges? It was almost like a more desperate situation, like you absolutely had to succeed, versus it would be nice if I succeeded?
I think that definitely helped. My situation was, I have a family to take care of, and I absolutely positively refuse to not allow this to work. Like failure was never an option for me. And so having that really strong drive, when those first few tests or those first few offers didn't do very well, it was like, well, I'm just going to work harder and keep testing. And then a lot of it as well is that, we have lots of great offers to choose from, but not all of them convert the same. So it's also getting on the right offer.
Absolutely. And I bet now you probably get approached by different offers or places because they want you to try their next offer, and they want to do everything they can to bend over backwards to please you.
Yes.
It gets easier too. You don't have to.
It does get easier.
The offers find you, and they find you before they perhaps find other people once you manage to get over the hump and into that part of the game, right?
That's right. For sure.
Oh no, that's awesome. So what does it allow you to do now with your life, and how do you see things going forwards? Like, do you have concerns about the model in any way? Like, you're worried about saturation at some point or anything like that? Or like, so yeah, like I'd like to know how does it feel right now, and what are your feelings about the future of things?
I guess right now still all of this craziness hasn't totally sunk in, so I just keep reinvesting back into YouTube and kind of building that nest egg as quickly as I can. And my life hasn't really changed as far as like what it looks like as, you know, stuff, anything like that. I still live the same type of lifestyle, but with a whole lot less stress as far as finances are concerned, no
Mm.
debt, none of those things. I don't have to worry about it. And so, yeah, my plan for the future is to just keep pushing into YouTube as hard as I can and hopefully retire early.
Fantastic. No, that's wonderful. And the fact is, when you do have a little bit of a nest egg built up, it also means that then you can also invest in other opportunities should they come your way,
Absolutely.
you know,
Mhm.
because some people like to have a multiple sources of types of
Right.
businesses or something like that. You've got every opportunity. Um, you know, having more money, it doesn't make you happy, but it certainly, if it takes the stress away and as a result you're happy, then it's like, well, that's exactly, that's all that was holding you back was just that stress, and
Absolutely.
yeah, I think it's a huge thing. Um, so do you have any other tips for people before I have a quick chat to you about the workshop?
Let's see. Like I really think that using the tools that are taught with Profit Singularity, but putting your own stamp on it is a big tip, as well as just not giving up. Dig your heels in and refuse. If Google's not behaving, I guess, with any of your ads, just keep trying.
And do you when you say keep trying, do you mean with the same offer, or do you mean sometimes you'll vary it up and go, you know what, this offer, for whatever reason, Google's just not running enough traffic for me, or it's not profitable. I'll try a different offer. Like even though you put a bit of time into this one, would you switch?
I mean, it just depends on, I guess, what kind of ROI and numbers I'm getting at that point. But knowing when to pivot as well, if something's not working, if it's kind of driving you crazy,
Hmm,
pivot. There's lots of offers out there to promote in different niches, and
hmm.
then kind of if you can really master a couple of niches, it can really be life changing.
Cool. And for people that are wondering, ROI, that means return on investment. So if you spend $1,000 and you make 1,500 back, your return on investment is 50% or $500. Just so people are aware, and if you spend 1,000 and make 2,000, you've got to, that's kind of what you really would love to have, but it depends. You don't always get that, but sometimes you do, and then that's perfect for scaling. Then $1,000 for every 2,000, you can really ramp up your business fast if that multiple's higher. So you're scaled really highly. Is that because you put a higher percentage back in than what you think some other people are doing? Like, do you think some other people are like going like almost can't believe that they could scale higher, so they're just edging a little bit slow, but you suddenly at some point went, screw it, I'm just going to see if I'll whack this up really high.
Kind of. Well, I think it becomes a lot easier once you have that bankroll going,
Mm.
and have a credit card where you can continue to just keep kind of steamrolling your budget. And as I was bumping up my budget, it kept just, I consistently just kept getting that return back, and so I just kept giving it more and was like, well, if for me, it's like if something is working this well, I want to sink every dollar that I can into it. So that's what I did.
But most people that have had the success that you've had have at least had one stumbling block along the way that was make it or break it. Have you had one of those, or have you managed to be one of the few that has just been plain sailing without any challenges? Like, has there been a major stumbling block somewhere that was the moment where you succeeded because you pushed past that?
Well, I did lose a pretty seasoned account since last time we spoke, and I had to start over actually from when I was doing 15,000 plus days. I lost that account, so I had to
Wow.
do it all again, and so that was a big stumbling block. And as well as when I did have to start over, the offers, some of the offers that I tested just really wouldn't take off. So again, it's like pivot. I tried a new niche, went through a very methodical testing process, found a winner, and was able to scale it up to some pretty mind-blowing numbers.
Yeah, and if you lost an account, did you find out the reasons why so that it doesn't happen the second time round, or are you basically saying if it does happen, then you'll go ahead and you know the process to deal with that?
Yeah, I just figured out the process to deal with it. I'm not exactly, I have a pretty good idea of what I did wrong,
Okay.
that I won't make that mistake again. And since then I haven't, and I've been fine. I've been running those numbers in one ad account for several months now.
Oh, fantastic. Oh no, that's awesome. And I'm guessing by now you'd have your own rep and everything, so they might be able to help with things.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, so what would you say to somebody that's brand new to this that might think, oh man, you know, you started this a year ago and now Rob and Keegan and the others, they're running a new series of workshops and they're probably going to reopen the doors again. Obviously, they haven't had them open for about a year, other than maybe one or two private reopenings, but pretty much they've been closed for a whole year. So what would you say to somebody that was considering joining this particular workshop?
I would say that if you believe in yourself and dig your heels in and make it work, it can absolutely work and really be absolutely life-changing. But it's not, you have to remember that you're building a business, and that's going to take some time and some effort and some, maybe even some blood, sweat, and tears. But if you commit to it, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It is a business model that works very, very well. And it works very well for complete newbies, because I know you were a complete newbie going into this, but it does take time, work, and effort. It's not okay, I bought this thing, I press a button and money starts coming in. Actually, no, you've bought into a model and you've got a community and people there to help, and you can, it's a step-by-step model. But absolutely, you've got to be willing to put the time and effort in. So I think that's something worth bearing in mind. But in terms of joining the workshop, that's where you get to see on camera a lot more of what it's all about, how it works, and is this something that interests you? And if you like the idea of being an affiliate, earning commissions, promoting other people's products, like what sort of, like you promote health supplements and stuff like that. Are you in other niches as well, or that's
right now just health supplements?
Right. So, and that's huge. Billions of dollars per week are spent on health supplements. You only had to have a slither of a percentage of that for you to be doing very well like you are. So, and that's one niche. Obviously, there are many other niches out there, but it's certainly one that a high percentage of our students are doing well in. So anyway, if you're interested in any of this sort of stuff, make sure that you jump on the workshop. I think it's going to be highly valuable for many of you guys that are watching this, whether or not this turns out to be something that you decide to go further with or not. At the very least, you'll know what it is you're saying no to, if you're going to say no, or for many of you, you'll say, wow, that's exactly what I was looking. I need a side hustle, or I need to replace my full-time income or something like that. And this is a very, very good model for that. I just want to say a big thank you, Jen. You're really, really inspiring. I think a lot of people are going to relate to you and will probably just look and say, man, if she can do it, I can see she's had a lot of persistence. I've got to do that too.
Yes.
And
I can do it, you can do it. For sure.
So anyway, big thank you for being on this call. Greatly appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
And for everyone watching, take action with what you learn, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now, everybody.